Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my island geography presentation on Papua New Guinea. So here is a map of the country, just so you guys have a reference as to what I'm talking about. And yeah, so I'll start off with spatial geography. So its latitude and longitude coordinates are 6.315 degrees south and 143.9555 degrees east. And its proximity to other countries, it's north of Australia and east of Indonesia. So if I go back to this map, you can see this little square over here. Here is Australia, PNG is right here in the red, and then Indonesia and Philippines. And as for its proximity in Oceania, it's the westernmost country. Yeah, and so its area is 178,704 miles squared. Territorial borders, it shares a border with Indonesia. It has about 600 islands that make up Papua New Guinea, and its highest point is Mount Wilhelm, which is 4,509 meters tall, or 14,793. So yeah, the next part is going to be Earth science. So the island type, it's a continental island. It's part of the Oceania continent. Dominant landforms include mountainous terrain, which is covered in rainforest, and it has a tropical climate, and the flora and fauna is said to be diverse. There's a lot of marsupials there, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, stuff like that. So yeah, the next part we'll talk about is the human-environment interaction. So the main activity that's going on out there right now is oil and gas projects, as well as hydraulic fracturing. So that's like breaking up the rocks, or I would say the rocks, the sediment in the ground, for looking for like metals and minerals and stuff like that. So that's the big thing. There is like some issues with it with the locals and stuff like that. There's been protests about public safety if the companies are going about it in a safe way. So yeah, that's like the big thing right now. As for the environment impacting the human societies, a little over 85% of PNG's total population lives in rural areas. So this kind of suggests that humans have learned to adapt to the environment around them rather than changing the environment to adapt to them. So I think that's a pretty good thing. The country's not too city heavy or anything like that. But yeah, and then the last part we'll talk about is area studies. So as for PNG fitting in with Oceania, I kind of said that it's up to interpretation. It's kind of up in the air. You can decide whether or not it fits in. I think it's part of Oceania. I think that it has similar characteristics and features that match other countries that are in Oceania, such as climate and flora and fauna is similar as well. But PNG is also significantly bigger, so it can kind of like throw that off a little bit. It doesn't match super well. And also it's kind of more on the outskirts of Oceania, like I mentioned earlier, so it's kind of pushed more into the region of Australasia, which is made up of Australia and Southeast Asia. So it's kind of like in that area too. So yeah, ultimately I just said it's up to interpretation to decide whether it's part of Oceania or not. But yeah, and so it's part of the Oceania subregion. That's what I said. And then there's 4 regions that make up PNG. So there's the highlands, which is the central part. So this map here kind of breaks it up a little bit more. So this orange part is called the highlands. And then there's the New Guinea Islands, which is all this green out here. So it's basically any of the islands that aren't part of the main landmass. That's right here. And then I don't really know how to pronounce this, and I'm not going to try because I don't want to like butcher it or offend people. But there's this one, which is the northern part. So this purple part here. And then there's the southern region, so this red part right there. And yeah, so countries that PNG have interacted with in the past include Britain and Australia, and Germany, as well as Japan briefly, because Japan tried to invade, or they did invade PNG. But yeah, so, but the main like ties that they have today are with Australia. They have plenty of more like political ties with a bunch of other countries as well, but if we're talking about like importance, I would say it's Australia. Because of how close they are, there's also a large population of PNG born or PNG descendants in Australia because yeah, so migration into Australia. But yeah, so that's my full presentation. Hopefully I hit everything, but yeah, thank you.